Well, slap my butt and call me a slut.
What?
Somebody tried to tell me today that the Pittsburgh Steelers are overrated and they're has-beens, and that we will do no better than 7-9 this season, and Ben won't finish the year. Okay? Here's the comment. Bring it up right here. So, the comment is, Steel Jedi, we own you. You will never dominate the AFC division. You can't come close to beating the Pats. You choke every time playing against us. The Steelers are a has-been. Your QB is ready to hang it up, and the rest of the team can't stay on the field. Mike Tomlin can't get the best out of his guys. I think he's way overrated as a head coach. I'm sorry to hear that about Mr. Dan Rudy passing away, but his Steelers franchise has been slipping away every year. It's the facts. So, before he said that to me, he commented on, and it was on Schleg Daddy TV's AFC North 2017 NFL Draft Grades. He commented, his name is Charlito Guzman. Sounds like a stripper's name.
What?
Says, Steelers suck. My prediction is 7-9 this season for them. Roethlisberger won't even finish the season. So I commented saying,
You ready? Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
And he said that what I just told you. Here's what I told him. Keep in mind that's my Facebook Messenger. But anyway, I said only reason why we didn't beat the Pats last year was because of a few reasons. Le'Veon Bell didn't play that game. Cam Hayward was hurt. We didn't have Martavis Bryant all year. D'Angelo Williams was rusty from not playing pretty much the entire season. Our best tight end was hurt. And yes, our secondary was awful that game. I admit it. But trust me when I say this. The Patriots will never tie the Steelers for Super Bowl rings. We are winning it all this year. Best believe that. And you're saying we don't own the division? Come on. We have those players, and we didn't have in the AFC Championship. We win that game hands down. We almost beat you early in the season with Landry Jones. We have those players, and we wouldn't have been making all those mistakes. I think you have it the other way around. The Patriots are a has-been. Brady, who is not the GOAT, is going to start to decline, especially this year, with him being on the Madden cover. Madden curse. I had to put that in there. I know it's probably not true, but regardless. The Patriots are hashtag overrated. The Pittsburgh Steelers are hashtag the future. So let's talk about a few things. Let me get a drink of water first. First things first. Tom Brady is not the greatest of all time. I wouldn't even put him in my top 5 for quarterbacks of all time. Joe Montana easily is number 1. Dan Marino, 2. John Elway, 3. Terry Bradshaw, 4. Who else am I going to put in there before Tom Brady? Oh, Joe Namath, 5. Who else? I'd even put Ben before him, 6. So, regardless, coming from a Steelers fan, I'm going to keep this completely unbiased. as unbiased as I can, Tom Brady should not have 3 of his Super Bowls. If you look at who won them, those Super Bowls, the first 3 of them, he didn't win at all. It was his kicker who saved his ass. The kicker won those games. Tom Brady didn't. Then, in one of the Super Bowls, which was, I think, his 4th one, the other team gave the Patriots the Super Bowl when they decided to not run it with Marshawn Lynch in the red zone, who was the best running back in the red zone that year. And they decided to throw it on a short slant, a cross slant. Tom Brady didn't do anything for that. The Seattle Seahawks had that game. But no, they decided to pass it instead of running the ball off. And pretty much keeping the game in handling. Or handling that game easily. Then, this past Super Bowl, sure, he came back from a 25-point deficit. Sure. He didn't win that game. The Atlanta Falcons gave him that game. The Atlanta Falcons had probably one of the worst choke performances in any sport history. They choked in that game. So, say that Tom Brady's the greatest of all time, when in all reality, he didn't even win the Patriots one Super Bowl. Most of the Super Bowls that have been won by him, the 5 that have been won by him, 3 were off of a kicker. 1 was off of a stupid play from the other team, and the other one was because the other team choked. So he does not even deserve to be considered in my top 5 or top 10 of greatest of all time at the quarterback position. I mean, come on. If you're talking about the greatest of all time, do not talk about Tom Brady. If you want to talk about the greatest of all time, it would have to be Bill Belichick as the greatest coach of all time, not the greatest player. And Tom Brady is not the greatest quarterback or the best player of all time. So, I did not want to bring this up because it gets me pissed off every time that I talk about it. But Tom Brady is so overrated. He's so overrated. And sure, he takes mediocre wide receivers and turns them into good wide receivers. Let's take a look at this quick. Last point. You're not even putting Ben Roethlisberger in that conversation when Ben Roethlisberger took a 6th-round draft pick in Antonio Brown and made him into the best wide receiver in the league. And that's arguable with Julio, but depending on the year, it's either Julio or AB. So regardless, he's a top 2 wide receiver in the league, and he was a 6th-round draft pick from Central Michigan, who he played quarterback until he got to Central Michigan. So he only played a couple of years of wide receiver up to that point. He took Emmanuel Sanders, who was a late-round draft pick, and turned him into a star. And look at what he did when he was in Denver. Took Mike Wallace from Ole Miss, turned him into a star. Took Martavis Bryant, who was a 4th-round draft pick, and turned him into a star. And I wanted to bring this up too anyway. A Dallas Cowboys friend, a Dallas Cowboys fan who's a friend of mine, tried to tell me that Chidobe Awuzie would shut down both Antonio Brown and Martavis Bryant. I'm sorry, but the closest he would have to shutting someone down would probably be Eli Rogers, DeMarcus Ayers, or Juju Smith-Schuster. He's not going to shut down a 6'4", 230-pound wide receiver who runs a 4.27. has great hands that he's worked on in the offseason after being suspended. He has great physicality that he's worked on in the offseason. And his route running ability is pristine. So he's telling me that he's going to be able to cover Martavis Bryant and Antonio Brown. And Antonio Brown's arguably top 2 in the league every year. It's not going to happen. But regardless, let's get back to the point. Then, Ben Roethlisberger made Heath Miller, who came from Virginia. And what player from Virginia in the past 20 years has come out of the league and done anything but Heath Miller? He made Heath Miller a star tight end. So, my point behind this is, sure, Brady can turn okay wide receivers into great receivers, but so can Ben. Sure, Tom Brady has 5 Super Bowls, but did he actually win any of them for his team? No. So, I'm telling you right now that this will never be, my mind will never be changed on Tom Brady. And another reason why I hate him is because he went to Michigan. I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan. I've hated him since he was at Michigan, and I hate him that he went to the Patriots. I don't hate him because of the success that he's had. I hate him because how everybody views him. Everybody views him as the greatest quarterback of all time. No. In my eyes, he's not. And to address the other guy that I was just talking about, 7-9, really? I want to insert a clip from Kevin Hart here, but I don't know if I'll be able to. It's the orangutan really clip. So 7-9? Really? I wouldn't be surprised. Lowballing this, the least amount of wins we would have this season is 10 wins. So we'll win anywhere between 10, 14, 15, 16 wins. That's how good I think my team's going to be this year. So, why don't you guys do me a favor, go down, like, comment, subscribe, and may the steel be with you.
Summer